What up, everyone? This is Bevan of Femble, and today I am talking to actress, singer, and songwriter Kelsey Edwards of The Wolf of Snow Hollow and Right in the Left Lane, a new digital Zoom series. Let's go, shall we? So let's start off with like some basics. Like you're an actress, singer, and you're a major influencer on like an app that not a lot of people know about, which is Bigo Live.
Mm-hmm.
And Bigo Live, for like the American audience that doesn't know, what is that kind of comparable to?
Yeah, Bigo Live is it's it's its own little world, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I talk to people about it, they've never heard of it. They have no concept of what it's like. They're like, "Oh, is it like Twitch?" And I would even say it's really not at all like Twitch because Twitch is primarily like a desktop app, and Twitch is like kind of caters to a different audience. Bigo is like it's strictly a phone app, and it's hosting. Like you're spending time with people, you're entertaining people. I actually just finished my broadcast right before this interview, and I was singing on there, talking to people. I'm a singer-songwriter, so I'm actually writing a song for a client right now. So I kind of experimented on my broadcast and like, showed people like, this is what I'm thinking. And it's always fun. People like that. They can give feedback or whatever if they like it. But yeah, Bigo's it's a very different world, but it's a very like, it's a very committed, loyal world too. Like my followers have been following me for a year and a half, and they sometimes know more about my life than like some of people in real life, because they follow you and they hang out with you every day for like 2 hours. So, but yeah, it's been a really fun job to do, and I picked it up right when I moved to LA about a year and a half ago. I don't have to do a normal like waitressing job or like Uber or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's nice for me to have like a very flexible form of income. So.
And it's COVID safe too.
Yes, yeah, my job did not change at all due to COVID-19, which I'm actually really grateful for. It probably got busier because of COVID because everyone's spending more time on their phones. So, yeah.
And you've also been able to travel because of this app as well, correct?
Yeah. I love to travel. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love to like go to other countries and stuff, which is obviously it hasn't not much of that's happened this year because of COVID, but yeah, earlier this year I went to Singapore and Australia. And the Singapore trip was actually with the app. They brought me out there for like a global gala thing, which was really fun. But just being able to travel and like have that freedom to like stream 2 hours, whether I'm in Australia or whether I'm in LA or whether I'm in Utah with my family or, in New York or any of the other places, Michigan, like just being able to still have that freedom to stream. Yeah, it's been really nice. So.
And how is it compared to like, like the big one right now that everyone's just talking about is TikTok. And like the vibe of TikTok has even grown because of COVID-19 as well. And you're also on TikTok.
Yeah, I create videos on TikTok. I'm a little inconsistent on TikTok, but like every now and then I'll have a video that I throw up that just like goes viral and you're like, wait, what? I don't get it. I still don't understand TikTok's algorithm. But yeah, I would say Bigo's not really similar to TikTok at all, except for the live streaming portion. But even so, like on TikTok, live streamers only receive the gifts that they're sent. They there's like monetary value. On Bigo, you receive the gifts that you're sent, but then also you're paid a salary at the end of the month too. So, and if anybody's interested in like learning more about it, they can feel free to hit me up. But yeah, they're very different in that way because Bigo is like, it's like literally like you're a broadcaster of the app and then they pay you for your work, which is really nice. So
you are recently part of the Wolf of Snow Hollow, correct? Oh man, that recently came out. It's a thriller horror. It has Jim Cummings and it has Robert Forster and stuff like that. How was that for you?
It was so fun. That was honestly probably, I've been a part of a lot of really great projects. That was probably my favorite project I've ever done. And it was such an incredible experience to be on set with like such a high caliber of talent. And it was actually, so I lived in Utah before LA. That was the last thing I filmed in Utah before moving to LA. So it was really cool for me to be able to connect with this entirely LA based cast and crew that just happened to be in Utah where I was living, and be able to connect with them, and then literally the next month move out to LA and have like a family that I just made from filming this movie, in Utah. So yeah, it was really special for me in that way. Working with Jim Cummings was absolutely incredible. He's one of the most talented individuals I've ever met. He's a visionary in like every possible way. Yeah, it was fun to like watch him because he's not only is he the writer, but he's also the director and he's also the lead of the film.
Yeah. That's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, like,
That's a lot.
and like watching him, like I have a scene with him and like watching him go from like directing me and giving me like, you know, something to do differently or whatever. And then he'd like jump into the scene and then be like, cut, sorry, because he didn't like the way that he did something. So then he'd like self-direct himself in his head and then like start over. And I'm like, it's an incredible thing to watch, the way that he does all three roles at once, like directing himself, directing me, acting, and knowing the exact headspace of his character at that exact moment. I'm just like, wow, you are something else, sir.
Does he ever get teased because he has the same name as the voiceover actor that voices Winnie the Pooh?
Oh my gosh. You know, I don't know if he gets teased about that, to be honest, but I it's funny that you asked that, because when I first got the audition that came in, it was like, this is Jim Cummings' next film. And I was like, okay, well, I got to research Jim Cummings. Who is this guy? You know? And I'm not going to lie, for the first like 5 days before I actually had the audition, I thought it was the voice actor. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Like, interesting, you know? And I was originally I actually auditioned for the character of his daughter, played by Chloe East. Her name's Jenna. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, this guy looks, you know, I don't know, whatever age, but I could probably play his daughter. Like, that's reasonable. We look enough alike. So it's just so funny, because then finally by some miracle, I realized, oh, I have the wrong Jim Cummings, like right before the audition. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to redo all my research. Watch Thunder Road, you know, make sure that I am actually educated on who this man is, because I did research on the wrong person at first. So that's really funny that you said that.
Well, Kelsey, how long ago did you film this then? If you've been in LA, how long?
We filmed it in March of 2019, and I moved to LA in April of 2019. So it's been like a year and a half almost, or a little more than that. So yeah, it was supposed to come out originally last October, and then it was going to come out like the spring of this year of 2020. And then of course COVID happened, so everything changed completely. So yeah, we just had an October 9th release date, 2020.
Oh, very nice. And then talk a little bit about your character. You play a single mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, she's actually married. She happily married. But she's a young mom. Her name's Liz.
Oh, sorry, she's a young mom.
Yeah, she's a young mom. I think my character, yeah, she's very like, I really enjoyed playing her, because she's very like confident in a lot of ways, but also you can tell like she's still afraid at the end of the day. Like she puts on a really good strong front, but at the end of the day she recognizes that some of the stuff that she experiences, like, oh gosh, like I maybe should be a little bit afraid of what's going on in this town right now, but I think what I like the most about her is just how courageous she is. And I don't want to give too much away, but she something happened to her and she took the necessary steps to like help the Snow Hollow Police Department like figure out what's going on in Snow Hollow, which I think is really cool. I have a lot of respect for that. And then beyond that, she does something at the end that also is like really touching to me. She has a little girl. She has like a little child, and he does something really special to try to save that little girl's life. So yeah, and it's quick. If you don't see it, you won't catch it, but it's quick. And like when I was filming that scene specifically, it was like definitely something that like stood out to me, the love that a parent has for their child. And you know, I don't have any children, I'm not married, but just being able to like step into that role for a little bit and to like feel the love that you would have for a child, such that you take certain risks and do certain things to protect your child, I was like, oh, she's really cool.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. And because I don't want to give too much of the plot away either, but I mean, it's safe to say that the film itself is about a wolf / maybe werewolf that's haunting this town, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this cop, you know, he's going through a lot of his own issues. He's got some family issues. He's got like alcoholism that he's dealing with. He's got you know, issues with his daughter, issues with his father who's aging. And so he's dealing with a lot on his personal life. And then all of a sudden, these dead bodies keep turning up in the town of Snow Hollow, this like small town of Snow Hollow. And it's like, I think it's a really beautiful way to tell the story of this man who's he's grappling or juggling his personal life with, you know, his job, and like the responsibility he feels to honor the families of these dead people, to stop this from happening, to stop killing other, other people from dying. Yeah, I just, again, it's a true testament to Jim Cummings' talent, because not only did he write this thing, but he directed a beautiful film, and he acted in a beautiful role as well. And just the complexities of his character, the way that he knew the character's arc and where he was at each point of his journey, and just like, yeah, it was just a really beautifully told film. And it's actually doing really well. Like, it's getting really great reviews, and that's me being completely not biased at all because I'm in it. But it's critics are really liking it, and we've got some pretty well-known like directors tweeting about it, like Joss Whedon and stuff like that. That's crazy to me. I'm
That's
like,
so
oh my
cool.
God, they've seen my face, what? Like, but yeah, so that's so good.
That's great.
I hope we'll continue to enjoy it.
No, that's awesome. Congratulations. And I think you could also rent it on YouTube right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't checked on the YouTube, but I know that it's available to rent, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's on YouTube. And it's available on Amazon Prime, it's on iTunes, it's on like Vudu, Fandango, it's on demand on like a variety of platforms, so it's pretty easy to find. And then it has been in theaters as well for the last like month or so. I'm not sure if the theatrical run's still happening, but yeah, it's definitely available to rent online, which is nice. So.
That is great. Congratulations on that, Kelsey. That's awesome.
Thank you. It was really an amazing experience.
That's awesome. Before we go, we have to talk a little bit about the upcoming project that you are in as well, which was shot all on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
All on Zoom. It's Right in the Left Lane. It's a political satire comedy. And you play Sophie Blake in that one, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about what that's about without giving too much of the plot away.
Yeah, Right in the Left Lane was so fun. I had such a great time being a part of that project, honestly, and it was such a unique way to do filmmaking. Like,
yeah.
I've been acting for most of my life. I started when I was like 7 years old, but this was the first time I have ever done something virtually, like filmed, an entire web series at home, on my laptop. So that was really cool, and an experience I don't think I would have ever gotten if it hadn't been for COVID. My character, Sophie, is so fun. She's like, just like this bright energy that just like kind of lightens the mood everywhere she goes. But she's also a lot smarter than people like give her credit for. She really has a lot going on. She's just not the best at like showing everybody that she has a lot going on. But she's very on top of things. She's very educated. She's very opinionated, but she's also like just really bright and fun, and just like brings a lot of positive energy to the team. So, but yeah, basically the synopsis is there's an upcoming spot that is trying to be filled, and these two candidates are basically like competing for it, and one's a Democrat and one's a Republican, and the Republican ends up switching sides and actually helping the Democrat side to learn how like they can best win this election. And at the same time, like they're all learning a lot about like prejudices that are held, and things, and viewpoints that need to be challenged, and perceptions that are not correct. And so it's a really cool storyline that I think ties in very beautifully with everything going on in 2020.
Yeah.
And yeah, when we were filming it, it was like, I guess this is all very relevant. This is all very important. And, I hope that it will help open people's eyes to some of the changes that we all need to make. And it does that in a really like clever comedic way too. Like, no one wants to be like, I think it's easier to recognize where you're wrong, or like the changes you need to make when it's presented to you in a way that's like lighthearted and comedic in some ways.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like that this show does, is it allows you to like view the world as it should be, and like kind of shows a world where like that's taking place, where we can all work together, regardless of the left or the right. Like, we can all be friends, we can all be on the same team, and we can all work together to end racism. So yeah.
That's awesome. And we don't know exactly when the show is going to come out, but I think it's around, I think they said like sometime in the next like 3 weeks or something, we should get an episode or something like that.
Oh, that's really soon. That's great.
Who knows in Hollywood and stuff like that, but you know how it goes with editing and stuff. But it's something that like we'll see before 2021. I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's what I would hope for too, given the fact that everything is so relevant right now. It seems like this is the time for a coming of age, web series like this. The fact that it's done virtually during COVID, the fact that it deals with such heavy issues like racism that are so important to be tackled and talked about. So I'm grateful that I had the chance to participate in it. And I'm grateful that we get to share this with everybody. And I hope everybody else really feels it and enjoys it and can learn from it the way that we hope they will. So.
That's awesome. Kelsey, where can people find you on social media to follow you and keep up to date with everything that's going on with you?
Yeah, well, the central hub is my Instagram, probably. It's at Kelsey Marie Edwards, Kelsey Marie Edwards. And then, I am on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. I haven't posted on YouTube in a little while, but you can find me. I have music videos there. I have like advice videos for teen girls. That's another part of my platform, is creating advice content for teen girls. So yeah, you can find me pretty much as Kelsey Edwards on any social media platform. If you want to check me out on Bigo, I'm on Bigo too. But yeah, it's basically anywhere you'll find me with Kelsey Edwards. So.
Well, Kelsey, thank you for talking to us today here at Fanbolt.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun. I'm excited to see this, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.